2, 1.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
I'm Megan. I'm your leader.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Riley.
I'm Leo.
All right. Sorry for that awkward introduction. We're trying our best here. But anyways, welcome back to week 2 of our podcast. This week we're going to be focusing on a big portion of physical health rather than mental health like we did in our last week's. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. We'll put the link in the bio. Come on now, don't do us bad. Anyways, but yeah, let's get into it. We're going to hand it over to Alicia and Riley for the most part of this. They did a lot of work on this, so props to them.
Hey everybody. So as Megan said, we're going to be looking a lot at physical health today, and not just like physical health with muscles, but also nutritional health. So we're going to be going to restaurants, trying foods, doing recipes, all different kinds of fun stuff and activities, and a little special something later in the podcast, so it's worth sticking around for. Riley?
Yeah, so it's gonna be really exciting, and I thought we could start off talking about why practicing good health is good for you, why it's important. So right away, the big thing is obviously improving your health. You start to feel better, you start to think better, and you start to look better too.
Oh God, these are some really wise words we have.
I know, real smart.
We put a lot of effort into this, yes.
Especially for students, it can be super beneficial because obviously, I'm sure you've heard before, it's a pretty common thing to say, but exercise helps reduce stress, helps your brain function at a higher level. So maybe going for a walk or going for a jog before you study could be really beneficial.
And especially with COVID now, students staying inside a lot, sitting at a desk, not a lot of movement. It's important now more than ever to really get out and put extra effort. Even if you were doing a little before, just adding something to that because of the times we're in.
Right, for sure. Sorry if I interrupt or anything. I just kind of want to like throw something out there. I mean, this really isn't about my personal stories. We'll get to everybody else's later, but more for me, like when I worked out and I was in track, like it like helped with my anxiety so much. So like
Yeah.
what you guys were saying with how it makes you feel better and it causes less stress, like I totally agree because when I would run or do whatever, like I would just feel better and it wouldn't be like a worry in my world kind of type thing. But yeah, for sure, I would totally see that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's something we'll touch on a little more at the end of the podcast. Physical health and mental health really go together a lot. So there's benefits for both.
It's a very good point.
Then I think we could probably transition into some personal stories right away. I'm willing to start because I feel like I had a pretty generic, I guess, high school workout, if that makes sense. And by that I mean I only worked out when I was forced to by my sports teams and my coaches. A lot of it came during track, like Megan said, and outside of those sports, I just really couldn't find the motivation to go to the weight room, to go run on a treadmill or outside or anything. And that's something that hopefully, if you're anything like me, we can help you find that motivation through this podcast.
Yeah, for sure.
I know for me, I was homeschooled. Not a lot of people know. Well, they do now. I was homeschooled. So I didn't really ever have a reason to work out or eat healthy or anything because there was no sports for me to do. So I never was a physically fit person. But last January, so like right before COVID started and everything, I had kind of a health scare. My mom's going to yell at me, I'm going to butcher this. I got like the flu or pneumonia or something, and I was sent to the hospital, and I found out I had sepsis. I was in ICU for several days, and when I came out, I had my own personal quarantine before everyone's quarantine started. And it was really then that I was like, oh my gosh, I gotta actually start taking care of myself. So in the summer, I really put a lot of effort into going for bike rides, going for walks, actually learning about how to do exercises and eating healthy and trying new recipes. So it's something for me that until recently I didn't care about, but now that I do, it's like I feel so much better. I'm looking so much better. There's a lot less stress in my life. So I can definitely testify to the fact that it not just physical health, but it also improves your mental health too.
No, that's great. I mean, I didn't know that you had those problems. I don't know if a lot of us did.
No.
But
not at all.
I mean, it's like really cool for you to share that story, because for people that are also looking at it, like, even if you don't have these problems, like, one, it could happen to you any day and you just wouldn't know. Or two, I mean, work out, be active in any type of way just to improve your physical health and for your immunity and whatnot, because it's going to be really good come the long run. And I mean, for me personally, like, if you're working out to just maintain health and not maintain like a great body that's totally toned and have like this crazy workout every day, like, and your way of working out is just walking for a mile every day and it makes you feel better, like, it's gonna help you too. So just kind of like do it at your own pace, you know.
Absolutely.
Oh
Every
yeah,
exercise is a good exercise. So
For sure.
very true. Yeah, I know, because I have a lot of lung issues, which is where the um, hospitalization came from. So I have really bad lungs. So like I am like taking heaving breaths after running for like a quarter of a nope, not even a quarter of a mile. It's like a couple hundred yards and I'm like down for the count. But once you do start exercising, like a lot of people think it's just for the muscles or something like that, but like my lungs, I can tell are a lot better now. Like I can take a lot deeper breaths and go a lot farther with exercises. I know there's a bike trail right down the road from us. So I would go down. We live in Oostburg area, and when I first started, I would only be able to bike to Cedar Grove and back, and like I was down. But now well, not now because it's not very good weather, but during the summer, I slowly was able to increase how far and how long I could go. And by the end of the summer, I was making weekly bike rides to Port Washington and back because it was just, and it was
That's a
relaxing.
ways. Holy crap. Wasn't
yeah, wow.
Good. I can tell you, like, I enjoyed being able to go that far. Like, it does so much more than you think it will. And it took all summer to get to that point, but I did get there, and I'm glad I'm there now.
No, that's crazy. Good for you. I feel like I couldn't even do that, and I used to bike all the time, but that's a lot.
Yeah,
It,
and I'm sure that like that kind of setting new records or like that personal growth like felt really good. Like,
it
is
did.
there anything more you want to like go into that? Like how did it feel when you realized I've grown from where I've started, you know?
Well, it was I wasn't really trying to get to that point when I first started because I was
Sure.
like, I like biking. So I'm like, I just want to bike. And that's the main thing too, is like I always thought it was like, I gotta lift weights, I gotta go to the gym, I gotta run on the treadmill. So don't think you have to do the really bad workouts that you absolutely hate to get healthy, because I liked biking. And so I biked and I started those short distances and then I kept going and just a little bit farther. And then I was like, hey, what if I tried biking here instead of just here? And then I found out I could make it. And it was such a confidence boost. And again, always coming back to the mental health, like to realize that if I did push myself farther, that I would be able to do it and keep doing it. And just my mental, I was so positive. And again, the stress relief and it was felt really good. And it made me want to try other things besides just biking, like rollerblading, running, walking. And slowly I got to the gym workouts that I didn't like. And I found once I was able to do them, I found I enjoyed them more than I thought I would have.
Well, that's
Yeah,
good though. That's
that's
really
great.
good. I
Yeah.
mean, I know for me, obviously, I haven't done that crazy of an accomplishment, but even like the smallest thing, you guys, can make you feel like so much better regarding what it is or what you're doing. Um, I'm that type of person that'll work out for like 2 months and then I get super busy and I totally like put it off. Or like I don't have any time, which I totally do. It's just I'm like, oh, I don't want to today. And it's more like when I do that like 2 month thing where I'm constantly working out, I'm like, wow, like I feel great. Like I'm like really proud of myself, even if I don't look different, just knowing that you're doing something too can always be like a really good like confidence boost. But
Absolutely. Yeah. Do you either of you, Amelia or Megan, have like an in-depth story you want to share, or otherwise we can move on?
I have one, but if Megan wants to go first,
I
please.
also have one. It really doesn't matter. I don't.
Well, I guess I could go first. I'm a bigger person. I've always been a little bigger. My mom's cooking is amazing. I always blame her because, Latina moms love to cook. So I've always been a heavier set guy, and definitely in elementary and middle school, I wasn't a big like sport or working out person. But when I got to high school, I really, playing soccer and just I was an avid fanatic of watching soccer and, watching World Cups with my family and just the joy that it brings us as a community, the Mexican people, just it's like it's in our blood to watch soccer. So I wanted to do something actively, but like I said, I was such a bigger person that I was always discouraged. I never wanted to try out. I was like, I would always tell myself, like, I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna be able to play or get into a team. And it really took my support group, my family, my mom would just motivate me my freshman year. Just try out. Nothing hurts from just trying out, and I was able, I ended up just saying, yeah, okay, fine, I'll try out. I don't know what got into me because I was really shy in as a freshman, but I ended up trying out, and my first year I ended up making the varsity team. So I was like, oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, nice.
It took that motivation and that people encouraging me in order to do something that was out of my comfort zone. And I agree with you guys when you say, doing something that is active, like, playing soccer or going on a run or biking, it makes you feel good once you're done. It's like, oh man, I really just did that. I really just, biked to Port Washington, or I really just played a 90-minute soccer match, or I really just they in for our soccer practices they made us run miles, and they made us just do a whole lot of cardio, and it was difficult because like I said, I'm a bigger guy, but it really made me feel good, and it pushed me out of my comfort zone. And to this day, I have very little time to work out, but whenever I do work out, it makes me feel great. So if anybody watching, my advice would be step out of your comfort zone and definitely, be active. At least if you don't want to play a sport or you don't want to go on a run, even a walk or going to the park or even like shopping, like going and walking in the mall, that any sort of exercise, it's gonna make you feel great.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very true. Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
no, for
that
sure.
comfort zone. I think that's a great message to share. Like sometimes you just have to do it. You have to kind of step off a cliff sometimes, and most of the times it'll work out for you, even if it doesn't seem like it will. So just give it a try.
Yeah, for me, I can like kind of relate to that in a way. It's not to your exact way of how it all works for you, but for me, I was, I'd say I was a little heavier. I wasn't like heavier, but I also wasn't like that skinny girl, Like I definitely had some like weight to me. And I am, and I always have been, but there's definitely times, which I'll get to, where I get super self-conscious of my body, and in high school it was like a really big thing. I fell into my like depression because of that and my anxiety because of that. And it was like terrible, and I would just be so embarrassed. Like I'd walk into school every day and I hated wearing like tight clothes because I felt like it just like outlined my body. Or I'd be in track, and in track, you're wearing a tighter like fit uniform, same with like volleyball, and it like it'll show your features a little bit more. And there's times where I'm just like, God, like I really don't like how I look, and it was just something where I was like so like not having self-confidence about whatsoever. When I did track, I mean, I did volleyball for quite a few years, but junior year I quit volleyball and I did track. And I did that, and I mean, it like, I don't know how to really explain it, but like it changed me like quite a bit. I started noticing changes in myself and in my attitude and everything, and just being able to tell myself that, hey, like, whether you're doing it for a sport or you're doing it because you want to change the way you look, like, just make yourself feel good. Like, I felt so good, even though it's not like I lost all this weight, I just got toned more. But I mean, it makes you feel good, and you know, if working out for you, if you don't have the motivation to because you're like depressed, I mean, that's a huge thing. Like, take your time, like just slowly ease into it. Like, start eating healthier before you start working out, or watch some videos, or try to gain that motivation. But yeah, I don't know, just more of a confidence type thing for me is like what working out really did for me, I would say.
And I just want to quickly second that. Don't work out or don't be active because you feel other people want that narrative for you. Do it
Right.
for yourself. If working out doesn't come naturally to you and you're doing it because you want to fit a social narrative, then it's really not doing anything. I have come to love, what I look like, even if I'm not, skinny or I don't have abs or anything, but I've really come to, just fall in love with my body. And I've grown out of that stage. In high school is such a crappy place, and there's a lot of people who judge, and there's a lot of people who want you to fit like this narrative that you have to look a certain way. And I think that's a whole lot of BS. And that's just what I think. If you're gonna work out, do it for yourself. Do it because it's gonna make you feel good. Do it on your own terms. Don't let anybody tell you that you have to work out or that you have to fit this, dream look, because you don't. Do it for yourself, and then I promise you that it'll make you feel a whole lot better about yourself when you do it on your own terms.
Totally.
That reminds me of a quote I heard once that said, work out because you love your body, not because you hate it. So if you hate your body, you're going to have that negative mentality, and you want the positive, you want the confidence, you want to know that you can do it. You don't want to live in fear that, what if I can't do it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
And also, like, find things you like to do. And I want to really stress this. You don't have to go to the gym, and you don't have to bike, and you don't have to play a sport. Just anything, any hobby. I'm really into photography, and I know when, I go out into places where I like to go and take pictures, that's, to me, is being active. It's doing something. It's walking. You don't have to necessarily like do traditional working out in order to be an active person.
Right. No, for sure. Seriously. At the end of the day, it's what makes you happy, not what makes somebody else happy. And whether it is doing this hardcore workout or just going for like a quick 10-minute walk or taking your dog for a walk or whatever, like if getting outside or getting physical makes you feel better, then do it. Like, don't do it because it makes other people look at you differently, because you're still the same person. So just do it for your health, physically and mentally. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do any of you guys have anything else to discuss? Otherwise,
Yeah, what is that noise?
it's my chair. It's so squeaky. So sorry, you guys. I move a lot when I talk, and I totally got yelled at it by Alicia, so it's okay. But let's disregard my chair, okay? We've all been there.
I have a question. Where do you guys, what besides, like, obviously, Alicia, you talked about biking, and I think Riley, I think you said you played soccer and you worked out during practice. But what are some other ways you guys stay active?
Yeah, I can actually start with that. Recently, my friend and I have started using the Oostburg Fitness Center, because it's actually going to be shutting down in May, if anyone's interested. They're renovating, so get in while you can. So yeah, it'll be shut down for about a year, I think, while they rebuild everything. So we thought we got to take advantage of it while it's still here. So we really started to dedicate ourselves to weightlifting. It's something we both enjoy, something we both get a lot out of, and having a friend to do it with has really helped me stick to the routine and get off my my butt and get into the weight room. And it's just something that has really worked for me so far, and that's really about it for me, at least. I don't know about anyone else.
I know for me, besides biking, I like doing yoga once in a while because it's something like biking is way out there, but yoga is something you can just do in your bedroom. And there's tons of, I'm not recommending anyone because I don't know any specific one off the top of my head, but there's tons of free yoga routines you can find on YouTube and everything that you can just do 5 minutes, 20 minutes, however long you want. And it kind of relaxes you after whatever workout you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always did. Am I echoing?
No, you're fine.
Okay, so sorry. Anyways, but I always did just kind of cardio. It was for me. I mean, it's not like the biggest life changer, but it's easier. And I mean, I don't mind hard workouts. It's really that motivation that gets me. So I do a lot of the cardio, which I'm totally fine with. Like, I don't really have a concern with it. But that's kind of just what I do. I focus on walking on like large inclines at like a certain amount of speed because it's really good to get that because you're working on a lot of things when you go up on an incline rather than when you're just going straight. It does a lot more. But yeah, that's kind of just what I do. But I do have some other people that could probably help you out on what they do to work out. So yeah, with that, I do have some other people, as you can see, who have just popped up on your screens here. That'll probably also give you guys a few little bits of information about their stories. We have Noah Daly, which was, if you don't remember, he is going to be the leader of the fitness and physical group that we introduced in our last podcast. He's going to tell you about his story, and he also brought on his friend Caleb here, and they're just going to tell you what they did to be fit and some information and how to help you guys out. But here they are.
So some of the muscles that are going to be worked on in these workouts. So for Monday is the upper body. So when working on push-ups, the targeted muscles are deltoids, pectorals, and triceps. There are many different variants of push-ups and a fast and efficient way to build up upper body strength. While working on triceps dip, the main muscle that is targeted is the triceps, one of the best ways to build upper body strength. When working on shoulder taps, the main muscles that are targeted are the deep core muscles called the transverse abdominals. This exercise improves your posture and flexibility and helps reduce your back pain. Burpee push-ups primarily target the chest muscles. There are other muscles that are targeted too, but to a lesser extent. These muscles are calves, forearms, groin, lower back, quads, and triceps. For Wednesday, that is the core workouts. So sit-ups work on the ab muscles and the obliques. They work on the hip muscles and the lower legs. Bicycles focus more on the lower body, but still has its benefits to the core, like the abdominal muscles. Crunches, like sit-ups, work on the abdominal muscles and the obliques. The only difference between sit-ups and crunches is that crunches work solely on the abdominal muscles and the obliques. While doing bicycle crunches, muscles like the abs and obliques are worked on. Additionally, the hips are also being worked on as well as the lower abs. When doing the plank, the ab muscles are being worked on. In addition to working to the core, other muscles are being worked on as well, such as the shoulder and back muscles. On Friday is the lower body. So with lower body, squatting is one of the big things there. Squatting helps improve the glutes, quads, hamstrings, and many others. While squatting, your core is also being trained to help support and keep yourself upright. Jump squatting is the same as regular squatting, except it's more intense. This exercise is also with cardio. It is recommended that you should have healthy knees, hips, and ankles, otherwise you'd hurt yourself. Jump lunges' main muscle targets are the glutes, quads, hamstrings, hip flexors, and calves. Other muscles that would be stabilizing muscles are the core and hips. Single leg
So
squats.
sorry, I have
more
to
strength.
sneeze. Hold on. So sorry. Just continue.
Okay.
We're gonna put a thing over me anyways.
Sure. Single leg squats need more strength than normal squats, but the main muscles that it works on are the glutes, hamstrings, quadriceps, and the core. This workout activates the core muscles in order to keep yourself stabilized. Calf raises work on the many parts of the lower leg muscles like the calf, a smaller calf muscle called the soleus, and the Achilles tendon.
That's some great information about working out. So now we have Caleb, who has his own story on what he does to stay active. So take it away.
I should take it away.
Yeah, you.
You would be Caleb.
Where do I start?
Just tell us about your story, really. What
Okay.
motivated you, or did you start? When did you start?
So in high school, like sophomore year, I needed a gym credit, and there was really nothing else open except for the strength training class. And I was never really big into strength training. I always thought it was just a bunch of sweaty dudes pushing heavy things around, really. That was kind of like my whole thought process. And once I got in there, I realized that it was kind of everyone, not necessarily just big sweaty dudes. There were girls in there from all different sports, guys doing football, wrestling, soccer. So it was very accepting to me. And I did that. I pretty much did that class the rest of my high school career, through junior and senior year. Every semester I had at least one class that was dedicated to strength training after that. Once I got out of high school, I didn't get back into it really just because I didn't have anywhere to go. So I kind of, quote unquote, let myself go, if you will. And I had basically on a whim just went to the local gym and got a free membership because they were offering something like in the summer. And that's kind of where it ignited the spark in me again. And I actually ended up taking it a lot more seriously the second time around from high school, just because high school kind of has you on this linear path that you don't really stray off of. But when you go by yourself, it's kind of the world is your onion. So you kind of have all the opportunity to just, do whatever you want. And I was watching YouTube videos every single day. I've probably watched more than 50,000 hours of YouTube videos, just every kind of intricacy for fitness stuff. So I am very well versed in why I do what I do, when I do it, how I do it. So I don't know. I've come a long way. It's been 2 years probably that I've been on my own. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I've never had the lack of motivation. It's always kind of just been there, and I've never stopped, never looked back.
Well, that's good though. I mean, that's kind of like the whole point. Like, we really want people to take that away. Obviously, I mean, I feel like we can all tell that you're very proud of all of your accomplishments, which is great. Like, that's something to be like really proud about. But I mean, just kind of how you described it with the whole not giving up on that motivation is like huge, I would say, because obviously, like, does working out like mentally make you feel better as well?
For sure. At this point, I always tell people, because I have people from high school that I haven't talked to since high school, and they're like, "Oh, what keeps you coming? Like, what, like because I've had a body transformation. They're like, you're so big now, or you're so fit, blah blah blah." And it's like, honestly, right now I'm comfortable in my body to the point where it's just a mental thing. Like, I only go to the gym for the mental benefits it gives me, boosting confidence, self-esteem, stress relief. I can go there, forget about everything for an hour and a half to 2 hours, and just kind of let loose. And that's the main driver of me at this point, just because I've seen all of my goals completed, sort of. I still have goals, but the main goal of my fitness was to just lose weight, get in shape, and I feel I've completed that. So it's sort of just a mental health bonus at this point.
Do you
Oh,
ever
that's great.
where you're like you don't want to go to the gym and it's like it's like you have to go because it's a routine,
For
but
sure.
you're not there. Like, what do you do when you have those feelings?
Seasonal depression definitely gets me, like right when it starts to go towards winter. I don't want to drive in the snow. I don't want to drive in the rain. It keeps getting colder, so I gotta wear more layers to go somewhere else to take them all off again. So I sort of suck it up pretty much. I just get myself to get ready, and once I'm ready, I'm not gonna not want to go, because I've kind of reached the point of no return. So I just do it.
I know for a lot of people, it's that getting going that gets really hard, finding the motivation in the first place. So, like, if younger you, like you from when you were first starting and had all these questions, if younger you came to you now and was like, hey, what do I do? Like, how do I start? Do you have any advice for me? What would you say to him?
It's a dang good. I don't know. I'd probably pile on a ton of information for myself, but the main thing I would probably say is kind of listen, not necessarily listen. Be excited for the results. I don't know. As a guy, it's kind of ingrained in my head that I want big muscles and abs, and I want to look big and be strong. So I would probably just tell myself to work on like the main muscles that are perceived as like, I don't know, important, like chest, shoulders, biceps.
Can I ask you a question while you talk about that real quick?
Sure.
So it might get a little bit personal, but we were just talking about it like right before we had you come on.
Okay.
But like, did you? So sorry. Like you definitely don't have to answer this if you don't want to. But when you started working out, were you doing it for the stereotype of a typical strong guy, or were you doing it for yourself in general? Like, were you doing it to make yourself feel good, or to make others look at you different? You know what I mean?
Sort of a mixture for both. I think it was more for how others perceived me, but also just because I wanted to be in shape as well. Because I wasn't necessarily fat, but I wasn't necessarily skinny either. So it was sort of like this in between where people still kind of called me fat, and then others kind of saw me as a puny little baby. So it's sort of just, my main goal was to slim down and then put on muscle. So I guess you could say that it was for mainly just to boost the way others perceived me. And then later it came kind of sort of for me, just to build on, because once I started getting muscle, I was like, wow, this is actually, like working. And then it sort of transitioned into me caring about myself.
Okay, no, that's great. That's good. Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Sure.
I'm a bigger guy, but I've always wanted to, I don't have the motivation to like go to the gym. Like I always need somebody else to come with me, but I've always wanted to like, I keep telling myself, this is the month that I start going to the gym, or this is the month, but I always make up excuses. So I guess for me being a bigger guy, and I don't know if you would know, you're not an expert, but what would you advise? Like what would be the right way for me to like start? And like, because I want to lose weight. Like it's not primarily, I don't want to like gain muscle, but I do want to like slim down.
Sure.
What would you advise?
I'd probably say two things of advice. I would say, first, it can be super hard. by the way, this first kind of thing, but it's just make time. Make like an hour or an hour and a half out of your day completely dedicated to that. That's what I did. That's what I still do. You can ask any of my friends. You can ask Noah. Literally, my daily routine is wake up, go to the gym, go to work or go to school, and then do whatever else I need to do. But like gym is like the first thing I do every day. So I just kind of always have that time dedicated to the gym. And then that sort of gives you like, once your body gets used to going to the gym, it's sort of like more inclines you to go because your body's kind of expecting this activity to happen at that time. So I would say, yeah, just make time for it. And then secondly, once you get in the gym, I would say just focus on strength training, not necessarily all cardio. Because a lot of people give cardio like this, this kind of pedestal that it's on, just run 2 miles a day and you'll, get slimmer. But I think strength training does 2 in 1, whereas you're burning calories, so you're doing the same thing as cardio, but you're also putting on muscle, which is going to in turn take more fat off, take more weight off, and then put on muscle at the same time. So it's kind of a 2 in 1. But yeah, those are the two: make time and strength training over cardio.
Okay.
I think to add on to that too, if you can find a buddy or if you have a friend that might be interested, I think that's a great idea to just try to hook up with him, try to lift with him too. That's what I did with Caleb. It was in the middle of quarantine. I was not exercising at all. And then I asked Caleb, like, hey, can I tag along? And for 2 months in quarantine, we just lifted together. And I think I'm back in shape now. So that's really nice. I was definitely out of shape in quarantine. So, yep.
Yeah, definitely. It's not necessarily for everyone. But yeah, if you can find a guy that's going to go, or girl, whatever, if you can find someone that's going to go with you and you guys have very similar goals, that could be like the best thing for you, because you're going to motivate each other and kind of not necessarily harass, but like force each other to go, because, you're going to give a little crap to the person that's not going with you if you're going every single day. And yeah, it's a feeding thing. I know a lot of people recommend getting a partner because it's sort of this partner mentality, and it inclines you further to go.
Yeah, and another thing with having a partner too, I mean, I feel you're more comfortable going, like somebody there, somebody who knows what you've struggled with or why you're there. If you have like social anxiety or whatever, you go to this gym for the first time and there's all these like people there and you feel very like intimidated, like you'll look over at somebody and see that they're like super fit, and that's like, say that's where you want to be, and then you sit there and you're like, oh, like I wish I was like that. But then you have your friend there to like motivate you and help you, whether it's what you want like that or if you wanted something else. But yeah.
For sure, I agree 100%. One of the main obstacles for me was kind of focusing on what other people like looked like and then how they saw me, and just it's very intimidating to go to a gym and someone's on your right and they look like this freaking bodybuilder, and then someone's on your left and he looks like a football player, and it's like, wow, I'm just kind of this kid sitting here lifting up weights just because
right,
for fun, and these guys are like hardcore, and it can be super intimidating. I totally get that 100%. That's why home workouts are so popular, because no one is there, and
right.
you can get a workout in and no one's gonna like look at you different or look at you weird.
Yeah, and like this is kind of stupid, but when it comes to like working out in public, this is why like something I do prefer about working out at home is like, if it's your first time doing a certain exercise or whatever, like sometimes you're like, oh God, I'm probably doing this wrong. And then you're at like a gym and somebody's watching you and they're like, what is that girl doing? That's not gonna do anything, like you can just figure it out by yourself or whatever.
For sure. I totally get that. I've definitely tried so many exercises and I've felt stupid. But I kind of just I go off the notion that everyone's there to work on themselves and they're not really going to care about what you're doing. They're not looking, they're not watching you. So even if it's not true, I think that 100%, like, no one's looking at me. I don't care. Don't look at anyone else when I'm doing it, because then I'm just going to think everybody's staring at me. But it's really not. I feel like everyone just kind of focuses on themselves. So that's also
Yeah.
good.
And sorry, just to add on to that too, a lot of the intimidation comes from, like you said, the people next to you are there. They're bigger. They've been there for a while. But the most important thing is everyone has a starting point. So, like, don't be ashamed of your starting point, because the people next to you are gonna say, "Oh yeah, I used to be like that," and use them as kind of like a testament to what consistent workouts can bring you, not necessarily why you should be ashamed or intimidated to work out.
For sure.
Well, were you gonna talk, Emilio?
Yeah, just to close it off, thank you guys so much for coming and sharing about, the information, the factual information that Noah gave us for the workouts and for the workout routines that we're doing as a project and our workout calendar. Oh God, that was good. And then thank you to Caleb for sharing his story. And definitely, I personally will be taking the advice he gave me today, and hopefully we'll see a much slimmer Emilio in the coming months.
Oh, definitely.
That's my
Yes.
boy.
Yeah, but yeah, anyways, you guys, like, thank you. Definitely go check them out. Mostly Noah. Caleb's kind of different. He's not really in the class, but cool dude. But they are doing some fitness stuff. They're gonna have that calendar, as he explained, workouts to do throughout the week. But yeah, do you guys have anything else to add, or do you think you're good?
Thanks for having me.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks for coming on.
Yeah, absolutely,
The
guys.
planner will be posted, I believe, the week that this is posted. So check the Twitter, check the Instagram. You guys will have links there. You can check it out. Then you can look at the routines there.
Awesome.
Yeah, and let us know if it helps you too. That's always great. Let us know.
Feel
All right.
So thank you, Caleb and Noah, for hopping in here and talking to us. That is a bit of a different perspective. I know some of the things they say don't match up perfectly with what we said earlier, but it's just so important to recognize that your physical health journey is always going to be unique to yourself.
Oh yeah.
Caleb
Totally.
talked a lot about how he started because of societal views, but as he continued, it grew into personal benefit. And that's totally normal. That happens a lot. I know we talked about workout because you love your body, not because you hate it. But sometimes hating your body or feeling you need to improve can be that stepping off point for you. And as long as you step off and you find a genuine love for it to keep you motivated, I think that's totally normal. Don't feel that you shouldn't work out just because you don't love it. Sometimes you find that love as you work out. So thank you to them. Like I said, it's just a different perspective. Everyone has a different perspective on working out. And yeah. So for our next segment, we are going to be looking into some local restaurants around Sheboygan that are great to go to if you want a healthy option rather than the classic fast food and McDonald's. So we're gonna transition into a few of us trying these restaurants, visiting them, giving you our thoughts and feedback. And then after you watch that, feel free to comment the restaurant that you're most interested in trying. The comment will enter you in a raffle, and the winner will get a $20 gift card for the restaurant that they commented. So make sure to participate and tune in again next week to hear the winner.
Very good. Yes.
Nailed it.
So visited 2 restaurants, and I'm gonna have Alicia take it away from the first one because she wanted to.
Yes, she did.
You had to mention that. You
Yeah.
couldn't just say we decided. No, I wanted to, so I
Yeah.
get what I want.
She always gets what she wants.
I mean, I feel polite. You didn't have to say that out loud.
Oh, God.
Okay, so for our first restaurant, we went to Empower Nutrition, which is a little.
Somebody just
What just happened?
burped. Did you hear that too?
Yes.
One of you two burped.
I did not burp. I put my lid on.
Oh, okay, that's probably what it was.
Dude, in the middle of what I'm saying.
I didn't think it was gonna be that loud.
Oh man.
All right.
Okay. Let's try this again. Okay. So for our first restaurant we went to, we tried Empower Nutrition, which is a small little restaurant. It's not really a restaurant, actually. It's a little protein shake bar that has aloe shots, teas, and protein shakes, and is a really great alternative to a meal. Their protein shakes have 24 grams of protein, and actually since COVID has started, they've been thriving. They've opened up 4 new clubs. They have play areas for people, and you see here Emilio holding one of their shakes. So
And me.
and Megan. So Megan and Emilio are going to be trying their complete meal, and I'll explain a little bit of it. So I've been there a couple of times before, actually, and I really enjoy their meals and all their options they have there. So what you'll start off with is a little container. It's called an aloe shot, and they have 3 different flavors. So Megan and Emilio are going to be doing the mango aloe shots. And you guys, you're just gonna open up the lid and just down it. Just go all at once and just down the whole aloe shot.
All
It's
right.
gonna
Oh
go.
no, it's dropping.
Oh, that's actually good.
It is really good. It's surprisingly refreshing. Like you think aloe, like that plant, like we use it for cuts and stuff, but
Dude, for like
it's
some reason, okay, if I could describe this, the mango one to you, it tastes like when you bite into a Honeycrisp apple.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Yeah,
it has
that's
a
what it tastes like.
has a lemony, citrusy flavor to it.
Yeah.
It's overly powerful. And what is this like meant? Is this like an energy boost or like what are these good for, Alicia?
I believe when he described it, it was you drink the shot and you immediately burn 100 calories. Just aloe shot helps you start burning calories already, so it's gonna keep you going throughout the day, and like it just gets your metabolism going, keeps you moving. So even when you're doing the smallest activities, you're still like burning calories for it.
Nice.
So up next, they're going to be trying the teas that they have. So this is the second part of the 3-course all liquid meal that they offer there. One has peach, one has raspberry, which I don't remember which one.
I have
And I have the peach.
Okay, so yeah, this you kind of like sip it and you go along, and it's kind of like an appetizer kind of thing. So you guys can go ahead and try it. Usually when you go in, they're gonna give you the aloe shot right away, and then you drink that, and they'll take it comes in little glasses, and then they'll take the glasses, and then they'll quick make the tea, and then you're supposed to drink the tea while they're making the shake. So that's kind of the appetizer part of it.
Pretty good.
It's good. It has a really light flavor to it.
Yeah, it's not too sweet either, which I
It-
like.
Really weird because it's like heavy. It's definitely like a heavier set tea. Like I don't know if that doesn't make sense or not, but it feels like I'm full. I don't know. It's like it's weird. I don't know if it's because of the shot or something, but it's like I don't know. It's like heavy. It's really refreshing though. It has a really really good flavor behind it.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Yeah.
It's It's surprisingly filling for being all liquid. And for those of you, I should say those of us, because I am one too, who don't really care for tea, that is completely fine. I am not a tea drinker, and I was very hesitant about trying the tea the first time I went there. But even for someone who doesn't drink tea, I think it's very good. I will drink the tea there, and I think I've tried most of their tea flavors, and I like them all. So they definitely have options for people who are a little more picky about it. All right. So for the final section, this is the big one. This is the protein shake. So if you guys want to get out, Megan, I think you have chocolate mint, and Amelia, you
if I
have
can-
Like the
There you go.
go one.
Emilio, I think you have latte, either latte or mocha. And if you go to their website or page, they have they talk about it. They have over 55 different flavors of protein powder to try, and like I mean, they have literally all of them. They have peanut butter and jelly. They have banana split. They have mint, caramel, mocha, latte, all different
Do they
fruits.
have like a cake batter?
They have cake batter and cookie dough, I believe.
Ooh,
Yeah, they
that'd
have.
be good.
So it's tough to pick when there's so many good ones to pick from. So again, if you're not one that's too picky about chocolate, or you don't like coffee, or the taste of protein powder in general, there are definitely options for this. And you guys can go ahead and take your sips and try it. Megan, I think you've already sipped a little bit of.
Visually
No.
reminds me of the Willy Wonka episode where that guy falls into like the lake or like the river of chocolate.
Mm.
Talking about that's what it reminds me of.
So what's really cool and kind of scary when you think about it about these shakes is if you drink the whole shake, it is an entire meal. So the idea behind these protein shakes is you drink it and then you will not feel hungry for like 5 hours. And I can testify, I think I tried it at like noon. I went there at noon once, and I was not hungry till like 5, 6 o'clock at night. Like I lasted until supper time. It was crazy. And if for those of you who are watching and are like, okay, protein shake, it's an interesting texture because it is a little bit on the gritty side, but the taste is there. Like it tastes like a meal. It's really good. So I enjoy it.
Oh God. I drank a lot without trying right there. I'm serious. I'll show you guys. Oh, look at Just drank like half of it.
In terms
Fine.
of taste, it's not bad. It definitely you can taste like what it is. I think these were supposed to be like colder though. And obviously we've waited a little while since we got them, so I'm not gonna be biased and say like, oh, it tastes bad because it's not frozen, but it actually has not a bad taste. I'm not a big fan of thick like drinks. Like so for me it's like like it's thick, but it doesn't taste bad. I really like the flavor, and I could see myself like going back to this place like and trying the whole experience like there at their club. It seems like it's a fun time.
Yeah, I actually did like it. I think my flavor is pretty good. Obviously, it would have been like really good if I had like a drink right when we first got it. I know that there's a lot of people that are picky about textures. So if it's like grainy and thick and like Emilio said, but it's you don't like tomatoes, it's not like a texture of a tomato. I feel like everybody hates a tomato's texture. So
Good.
that's
Yeah, very good one.
they do. My friends are always telling me that they hate tomatoes because of the texture.
But
Anyways, this doesn't matter.
courage,
But
it's
good.
really an outside of the box thing. You know, you see these meal replacement like clubs like Empower popping up everywhere now, especially in populated cities like Milwaukee and Madison. You know, it's such a like it's a millennial thing, in my opinion. It's very like new concept, and if you ever want an alternative to fast food, I think this is a creative alternative. For me personally, I probably would go back and um just have the whole experience and meet the people. It seems like they're very much a mom and pop shop that you know caters to their community, and I'm all for that. So yeah, I give this a 8 out of 10.
All right. Yeah, they're definitely
Yeah,
very
good.
friendly there. I mean, you go in, if you've never been there before, they explain it all to you. If you have been there multiple times, like I have, and go in and you're like me and are like, I've been here before and I still have no idea what to do. They still talk you through it and they'll explain things, and they're very open. If you have any questions about it, they'll explain everything to you. It's a really good atmosphere in there.
I burped. I had to mute the mic because I burped. I do apologize.
That's okay. Riley's been on mute this whole entire time.
Yeah,
No, he's
sorry.
not.
My dog is barking a lot.
It's okay. All I see Riley do is
Yeah.
no
that's
sound,
not-
just him.
You guys are doing a great job. Nice job.
So, Megan, what would you rate the Empower juice and shake bar place in Falls? What is your rating?
Okay, so like I'm one who like really likes food. I like food. Like I literally just said 2 seconds ago. But I mean okay.
I promise these chips won't make you high.
Oh God. I would hope not.
Okay, anyways. So basically, I would probably give this a rating of, same with Emilio, an 8 out of 10.
Oh, come on.
Depending on everything. What?
At least give it like an 8.1 out of 10.
Okay, fine. I'll give it a 9 out of 10.
Wow.
And the reason why is because I like, and obviously this is the first time I've had it, but I like that they have a lot of options. And I honestly was kind of a little afraid of the aloe shot, but like it was pretty good, and I felt like refreshed. I felt healthy while having it. I obviously, for me, I couldn't have this every day, given I really like to eat food and to snack and stuff. But I mean, it's still good. I think it's definitely a really good option if you're trying to eat healthier or try something new. I would definitely recommend it for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that was a pretty good. I really enjoy it. I really hope you guys go there in person and give it a shot. Pun intended.
That was good.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm kind of proud of that one. Up next, we have a cute little place that I fell in love with as soon as I walked in. And Emilio, would you like to take it away?
I will take this one away. So I happen to work at this place. It is Arrosto Deli in Sheboygan. We are a sandwich shop, but we have many more things than just on the panini press. We also have veggie bowls and grain bowls, which showcase our rice and grains and our roasted seasonal vegetables. And to find out a little more about the restaurant, I have here our head chef, Christy Olds, who will be telling you guys a little more about what we do at Arrosto.
Hi everyone, my name is Christy Olds. I am the kitchen manager and head chef here at Arrosto Delicatessen in Sheboygan. I'm here to talk to you about the healthy options that we offer on our menu. When we first opened, we didn't have these options, so it was really exciting to bring them to our restaurant and to the community. We offer 3 healthier options. The first one is our grain bowl. It has quinoa, brown rice, and white rice all mixed together. And you can add that to the top of spinach and arugula, and then choose from a variety of our fresh ingredients. We also have a veggie bowl that is also on top of arugula and spinach. We use seasonal vegetables here. Right now it's carrots and zucchini. A nice thing about roasting our fresh vegetables is that we get to control how long we cook them to help maintain the nutritional value. And then we add just some nice Italian herbs to the top of them, like oregano, thyme, salt, and pepper to keep it nice and fresh. And then finally you have a build your own salad. It's just a little side salad that you can get along with your sandwich to help brighten your day a little with some nutritional value. And then we also have 2 house-made dressings. One is a creamy garlic and herb, and then the other is a Italian vinaigrette, both of which are made fresh in-house every couple days. Another thing that's really nice about our restaurant is that all of our house-made items are made fresh here every day. We don't use any frozen products or anything like that, and I know everything that goes into our food, so I can help maintain a consistency when it comes to our product. We've had a lot of people ask about us getting nutritional value, and while that's something we haven't done yet, it is something we're looking into so that we can help, spread awareness for how much our food affects your daily caloric intake. So we're definitely looking forward to that.
Thank you, Christy, for the introduction to our wonderful little deli. I'm so proud to work at this place. It's very something unique in the area. I don't think we have a lot of places like Aroosto and Sheboygan or the surrounding areas. So if you ever want to try a sandwich or try some of these healthier options that we're about to showcase, then Aroosto is definitely the place for you guys to check out. So first, me and Megan will be trying our veggie bowls. So the way our veggie bowls work is you get to pick, it's a arugula and spinach base, and you get to, it has a roasted seasonal vegetables, which vary by season. I know for this season we have zucchini and carrots. And then you get to pick from all of our toppings that we offer. We have a variety of toppings. So, Megan, what are your thoughts?
Let me take one more bite.
It sounds healthy.
Can you hear me chewing?
It's like it got a good crunch to it.
It's the
In a good
zucchini.
In a good way.
So
Good camera.
I actually really like it. I think it's really good. It does feel very healthy while I'm eating it, but at the same time, like, it has like the dressing or whatever you ended up putting on here for us is like really putting it together for me. But yeah, I actually really like it. There's a lot of cool things in here for sure. I would probably give this one a 9 out of 10 for sure.
Yeah, so all of these for me are going to be a 10 out of 10. But yeah, the dressing on this veggie bowl is an Italian vinaigrette, which we make in-house. So yeah, it really ties in all the seasonal vegetables and the spinach and the arugula together. And for our bowls, you could also put cheese and any of our other meats that we have. I know a lot of people like to get chicken or turkey on them, or we have porchetta, which is a pork tenderloin, which is a very outside the box thing to put in a salad, but I've seen people do it and it's really good. So definitely a 10 out of 10 for me. Megan disappeared. She's back.
So sorry. I was checking to see if I had lettuce in my teeth. I didn't want to just like show my smile and have like green stuff everywhere. Okay. But yeah, I thought it was actually really good for sure.
So next, we also have a grain bowl option, which is the same thing as the veggie bowl, except you don't get the veggies. It is a rice and quinoa mix, and then it has spinach and arugula. You could also put all your toppings on it. It's a definitely, we're known for our sandwiches at Aroosto, but this is such a like, if you want something light, it's really, really good, and it will definitely fill you up. So this is also definitely a fan favorite at our restaurant.
Nice.
Megan, your thoughts?
Hold on. I like it. It's different. It's I don't really know how to explain it. like it feels like you're eating something that's very light, but I could easily get where it would be filling, especially if I were to have a full serving here. I only have like a third proportion or whatever. But I like it. I just think I needed more of the dressing in here.
Yeah.
But the way we dispersed that was not the most efficient way. But I do like it. I actually like this one better than the last one. And I gave the last one a 9. So I'm gonna give this one a 10.
Nice.
There you go.
So yeah, I like it a lot actually. I think it's really good.
That's great.
Emilio, how would you rate it?
Like I said, I have worked at Arosto since almost basically when it opened last year, and I've come to love all the food that we serve. So I give it a 10 out of 10. I think it's definitely different from the sandwiches that we serve. And if you don't want to eat bread, or you are, if you're not a bread person, this is definitely a good way for us to have you taste some of the different flavors that we offer. So I give it a 10 out of 10.
All right.
Nice.
And then lastly, we have the sandwich that we're going to try. Or yes.
So, funny story.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Okay. So I was driving home from Sheboygan today, and I got a whiff of a smell, and I ate my sandwich a while ago. So I don't have it anymore. But
that's just testament to how good it is. The smell was
Yeah,
irresistible. There you
I
go.
ate it all. Yeah, I ate it all. I ate it in like 5 minutes. It was really good. Lots of flavor. It was like, okay, if you've ever seen the movie Ratatouille, and it's like when he like takes a bite of his like soup or whatever he's making, Ratatouille, that, yeah.
Yes.
And then all the colors start like swirling around his head, and there's that music. That's what that felt like for me. Having the sandwich. So I give that like an 11 out of 10. I would definitely get that every time I would go. I'd be that person that would never get something different than that. So yeah, I really liked it. It was good.
Nice.
Yeah, and I know when so that was the Brenda sandwich, and that one is focaccia bread, which we make in house. We also add red wine vinegar and olive tapenade, and then it has our roasted seasonal vegetables, which are the zucchini and the carrots, and then the mushrooms. And then it has red peppers and mozzarella cheese. So it really, all the flavors go really good, and a lot of people who can't have meat tend to pick this sandwich, and it's really popular. So I would give it as well a 10 out of 10. Flavor.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. I love it. Very good. So sorry. I burped and I'm laughing about it.
So yeah, if you've never been to Arosto, it is on close to, if you live in Sheboygan, you definitely know where Johnson's Bakery is. It is like behind Johnson's Bakery, and it's definitely a unique place, New York style deli. It's a really cute building. Right now we only have takeout because of the pandemic, but I think we're gonna be offering outdoor seating pretty soon, and it's definitely oh my god.
Bless me.
Bless you.
Gesundheit.
Definitely a nice place to go that's different from all the other restaurants, and I feel like it's something that the city really needed in terms of the food scene. I mean, we have burger places, and we have, bar food, and we have Mexican, but we don't have anything like Arosto, where you're able to go get a traditional or a non-traditional, however you want to look at it, deli sandwich. And they're huge. Like our 9-inch sandwiches are like this big. It's like ridiculous.
It's my first time going there. I would definitely go back. So, and the staff was super nice.
Yeah. shout
I'm
out to
curious. Not just
Christy.
because Emilio's here.
Thank you. Shout out
You
to
did that thing
Christy,
again.
what?
This thing where you go straight face and then you do that. And then you go back.
Stop attacking my face structure.
Okay, so sorry.
Definitely shout out to Christy and the owner, Paul and Amanda. They are great people. I can't stress enough how grateful I am for the opportunity they gave me. And shout out to Anna, our other kitchen manager. She is amazing as well. And yeah, it's definitely such a family environment there, and we look forward for any of you guys watching to check it out.
Yeah, for sure. Would 100% agree.
Yeah. Other honorable mentions that we have included are, I think this is a huge one for me personally, is Paradigm Cafe, which is also close to Arrosto. It's in downtown Sheboygan, and they have a lot of healthy. It's a very healthy-esque cafe, and they locally source a lot of their ingredients. Very nice, the nicest people you'll ever meet work there, and they're always so um, welcoming, and it's a very open space. And before the pandemic, me and my friends would go there to study, and there would be live shows sometimes, and it's a very good hippie vibe place in Sheboygan to hang out. So, and their food is amazing, their coffee is excellent, and just a lot of the stuff that they stand for, like, it's amazing. So, in my opinion.
But I was totally gonna agree. I've actually gone Paradigm quite a bit. I've been probably going there since like 2017. That was probably my first time. But I've never like had like a bad experience there. And if they're out of something or they can't give you that type of item, like they'll suggest new options or something that's similar. Or like they're just very friendly people. They're very respectful. Everybody there too is pretty much respectful too, which is like really cool. And it's super artsy in there. It's kind of like a place like when you go there, like there's never nothing like you can't look at. Like you're always looking at something. So there's just a lot going on. It's super fun environment. They have good food options for pastries and whatnot, and coffee. And I love coffee. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I for sure.
Something about them also is that, like I said, they locally source their ingredients. They have environmentally responsible practices. They're a really progressive foundation, and their menu is stocked with vegetarian and vegan as well as gluten-free options. So it's definitely a community-orientated place. And if you haven't checked out Paradigm Coffee and Music, I definitely would 100% recommend that place if you're looking for a place to hang out or just some healthy, gluten-free, vegan, vegetarian options.
I've heard so many things about that place, and honestly, I have never heard a single bad thing about Paradigm. I've always wanted to go there. It always sounded like such a cool, relaxed, laid back environment. And I also heard they had really good food. So I've always wanted to go. Like now talking about it just makes me want to go more. It sounds really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, me and Megan, I guess we 100% recommend this place. I'm a very coffee enthusiast, so a lot of their like cold press and their like espresso shakes and just everything there is so good. I definitely shout out to the espresso shakes that they have because they're literally like amazing and super sweet and super coffee full. I can't get enough of Paradigm, and I can't wait for them to open up again like before post-pandemic. Pre-pandemic, Paradigm was amazing. Right now they're still great. They're keeping in guide with the CDC guidelines, no indoor seating or eating, but still a great way to support a small business in Sheboygan.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's great.
I believe there was one more honorable mention we had, and I think it goes to Megan if she would like to describe.
Yeah, so I work at a place in Elkhart Lake. It's a part of the Sheboygan Marsh County Park that I talked about in the previous video. That's why I see it all the time. There's a restaurant there called Three Guys and a Grill, and if you have been there, obviously you're not about to say it's the healthiest food in the world, because it's not. I mean, it's heavier calorie food, but it's more for me if you're gonna be on like a binge of eating healthy, but you want to switch it up a little bit, and maybe just kind of give in for once. I think it has a lot of good options from burgers to pasta to like seafood. It's crazy. Like we have a very big menu. We also offer breakfast, and there's some healthy options for breakfast mostly. Otherwise, we do offer like 5 salads and wraps, and it's just more kind of give and take. There's a few like really healthy things. We also have some like vegetarian stir fries and stuff like that, but it was more just of a place that it's a nice getaway. You can reconnect to your mental health, and if you wanted to binge a little bit, binge. But yeah, I'd obviously definitely recommend it. I love it there. I love the people there. I love the food there.
So
And
food do they have?
obviously I work there, but yeah.
What kind of food do they have there? Like what is like your favorite thing where you go, it's like, oh, I want to pick me up. I want something that is unhealthy or something that like comfort food. That's what I meant to say. What is your like comfort food choice there?
Okay, so it goes like really far back. So I really love seafood. So I used to always get garlic butter grilled shrimp. I would get it all the time, and I'd get it with like a baked potato and then our vegetable of the night. And then I kind of switched over. We got a new menu. We also just got another new one, so there's a whole bunch of new stuff again. But we have chicken bruschetta, which is a pasta, and it's so good. It's so filling and it tastes so good, and I love it. And now we actually also have a chicken bruschetta sandwich, which is actually a lot healthier than the pasta, but it's so good, and I totally recommend it. Chicken bruschetta is like my new weakness now for some reason, but if you would go there, I would always recommend chicken bruschetta.
Sounds like they're staying updated with it too. Like that they came out with a new menu, and like again they come out with a new menu. Like they're constantly updating.
Yeah, no, it was super cool actually. Right before actually COVID hit and everything, we just launched a new menu, and it kind of sucked because everything closed down, and we were doing like curbside and deliveries. And I mean, and our restaurant was very fortunate. We still did pretty decent during this like hard time, and I think it was because we had that new menu. But it was really cool to like be able to tell people like, oh, like this is new on here, like try it out. And then now we have like this huge menu, and it's so many more new options. And yeah, it's really cool whenever we get new menus. It's super fun to have like all these new opportunities and whatnot. But yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. And sorry, I just wanted to point out, I believe earlier Caleb talked a lot about how rest days are important when you're working out. And just like that, if you're following a diet or anything like that, don't be afraid to include a cheat day or something. And it seems like 3 Guys and a Grill is a great place to take advantage of your cheat day.
Oh gosh, for sure. Yeah, I would totally do it. Not that I am literally there every day, but it's whatever.
You heard it here,
Yeah.
folks, on the Phoenix Fix podcast. We give you permission to have a cheat day. You have,
Yeah.
you have been working hard. Take a cheat day and go to. I'm sorry, I just forgot the name of their place. That looks
3 Guys and a Girl.
Yeah,
What,
go to that place.
2 guys and a girl?
Check it out.
3 guys? 4 guys? 5 guys?
Trace.
Again. I don't know.
Trace
Oh, Five
hombres.
Guys is so good.
5 guys is
Mm.
another cheat day.
That's
You
like
know,
a
Five
pizza
Guys cheat day,
place.
right? Get the 5 Guys fries. Mm.
The Cajun fries, right?
Hey, we're not sponsoring them. What are we doing
Yeah,
here?
what are we doing?
We're not playing
5
games
Guys,
for-
you can sponsor me, please.
Okay, so that is our 4 different places. We have Empower Nutrition. We have 3 Guys and a Grill. We have.
Sorry, I have to sneeze again.
Okay, go ahead and sneeze, Emilio. I don't want to mispronounce the name of your place.
It's Arrosto Deli, and it's okay because for like the first 4 months that I worked there, I called it Arrosto Deli or Arrosto Deli, and like they didn't tell me until one day they were like, it's Arrosto Deli, right? And I was like, really? After all this time of me working here and answering the phone, I've been saying it wrong. But yeah, Rosto Deli, it means to roast in Italian. So that is the meaning
Oh,
of
cool.
our
How
That's actually
fun.
yeah.
Cool.
3 guys means 3 guys.
Yeah.
not 2 or 4.
Or five.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna try that again.
No,
Okay.
it's good. We could keep that one. That's
Okay, cool. So we have our 4 places. We have Empower Nutrition, we have Arosto Deli, we have Paradigm Cafe, and we have 3 guys and a girl. So post in the comments which one you've been to, if you've been to them and you have a favorite already, or if you've never been to any of them and they all sound good. So comments which one you think sounds the most delicious, the most interesting, the most healthy, anything, and you will be entered into a raffle to win a $20 gift card to that place that you commented, and we will be announcing the winner in our next podcast, so stay tuned for that.
Shout out to all these. I believe all of them are small businesses, locally owned. So it's a
Yeah.
great way to support small businesses, especially during the pandemic. They need it the most. So I would recommend all 3 of these places. I know I will be going to 3 Guys in the Grill in the near future for the cheat day, which for me is every day. So yeah, definitely like Alicia said, drop your name down. And which one was your favorite restaurant that we talked about today, so you could win a gift card. As I don't know, something's happening to Megan. She's a little like shaky.
Muted. Megan, you're muted.
So sorry.
Oh no. Okay.
You just got
My
like
bad.
a seizure or something on the screen.
Yeah, my bad. But I'm okay now, I think.
Okay, cool.
I think we are at the end of our second podcast. Any closing thoughts, gang?
Do we need to wrap up anything? Or was that
So a closing thought that I would probably want to put in here is just that mental health and physical health do really go hand in hand, as we've explained throughout this podcast before. Whether it's working out, it helps with your stress, it helps with your anxiety, you start to feel better about yourself, and even eating better. It's good for your mental health as well. Believe it or not, there's a whole bunch of scientific facts on it. I've learned them before. Don't have them memorized, but it's there. But anyways, yeah. Again, and it's a super important thing that I wanted to say again was just that you should really be working out for yourself or eating healthier for yourself, and as much as you can, just try not to let other people get to you based off of how you think they feel about you, or if they're judging you, because at the end of the day, like, they don't have a say in your life at whatever you're doing. Like, this is your life, your body, like, do what you want for yourself, not for anybody else. But yeah.
Sure.
very true?
My closing comments would be thank you to all the restaurants that we went to. Thank you to Caleb and Tyler and Noah for being a part of the podcast today, as well as showcasing the physical aspect of our Phoenix Fix project. Definitely check out their workout regimen and try it out. And like Megan said, and I can't stress it enough, don't be active and eat healthier because other people tell you to, or because you want to fit a social narrative. Do it for yourself. Do it because you want to. Do it on your own terms. It'll definitely make you feel a lot better.
Yeah,
And always keep that positive mindset. If you have a hard time getting going, if you have a hard time staying going, always just remember, like, you'd be amazed at the results that you're going to see just in your mental and your physical health and everything. Like, don't try and say that you don't have time for it or it's not working, because it really does pay off in the end.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Yeah. So we hope you all can take something from this going forward. And yeah, thanks for watching.
Yeah, and again, don't forget, like and subscribe. Go watch our other podcasts if you haven't already. And remember, comment one of your restaurants that we said in this podcast to get a $20 gift card, maybe, if you're the winner. Depending on who decides that, we'll get there.
Definitely. And don't forget to join us next week for our final podcast. Already our last podcast. Can you guys believe we've made it to our third?
You guys, it's been pretty crazy. Let's just say
We've been
that.
going for so long.
It's like we've been doing this for a year.
It feels like it sometimes.
Talking about it. That's because we've been talking about it for like a year. But anyways, you guys, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you guys next week for our last podcast. And we hope you guys enjoyed.
Bye.
Bye.
Los amo.
All right, I gotta.